Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Well, here we are a couple of weeks into the new year. Big question. How's that New Year's resolution going? They say that typically we're lucky if we get a week and a half in, and then we derail. We don't stay on our goal or our intention. Maybe that's okay because we beat ourselves up with healthy habits, which we know we need to have. How do we create peace? How do we not put so many demands on ourselves and feel guilty about all of that? We're going to talk with somebody that helps people with that, especially women all the time, as a wellness coach from Blossoming Corner. Alaa Chreide joins us again on the program. Welcome back. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great. How are you, Steve?
I'm good. You're a few weeks away from giving birth.
Yeah.
And you cut yourself some slack because it's very icy in Canada.
Yes.
Vancouver, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. Now somebody could say, I didn't go for a run. You usually run in the morning. I didn't go for a run today. I feel horrible. I feel lazy. I didn't go. But you're not looking at it that way. It's more of a, safety thing because it's slippery outside.
Exactly.
How do we release that guilt from not attaining our goals or even missing a workout?
So it's okay to miss one workout. It's okay. One workout will not make you thin, lose weight, or missing one workout will not make you fat. So stop judging yourself and stop saying how well did I do like my goal, or how did I do did I go to the gym, and stop saying how far did I go. Just be consistent and do small changes, one step at a time, because really when we focus on small changes and small steps, and after being consistent for some time, when we look at the big picture, we're gonna actually see that we've gone a long way. And then and one more thing in here is, even with those small steps and small progresses, we need to celebrate them along the way. Because if we did not, it's like we're saying to ourselves we did nothing, and we're beating ourselves up.
It's a really good point. I feel even the little wins that we don't celebrate them. Here's an example. Somebody wants to lose 15 pounds. A little time has gone on. They get on the scale. They dropped a pound. But it's been a few weeks. And the first thought is, I'm doing all this, but I only lost a pound. So it's turned into a negative as opposed to, I lost a pound. This is great. All right. So maybe next week I might lose two, whatever it might be. We reflect back on the negative and not the positive.
Yeah. And as a human beings, we really tend to just get focused, as you said, on the negative instead of the wins. And to be honest, every situation, everything has a positive thing. And that's why in my coaching sessions, I start them by asking my client to tell me at least one or two wins, no matter how small or big they are, because I know that those will propel them to get more of that progress, to get more of those achievements, even if they're small, because at the end, when we add them up, they're going to be big achievements.
My big win last night was getting up off the couch and making it to the refrigerator for ice cream. No, I'm kidding. Whatever it might be, though. But you're right, because we don't look at it that way, and I feel it accumulates. That one negative. Oh, well, it was only a pound. That's a negative. Then you're on to something else. Well, I missed that workout today. Then you're on to something else, and with the celebration of the little wins. I believe there needs to be sometimes a reward, be it some people are okay with cheat meals. Some, coaches are okay with that. Funny thing, I just read this today. Somebody had a meal delivered, like they have different delivery, DoorDash, Uber Eats. And the special instructions was when you deliver it, be extra quiet because it was a cheat meal. So it's like they almost didn't want to get the meal, but they wanted the meal.
Oh,
What are your thoughts on that? When it comes to call them cheat meals, reward meals. How do you feel?
I do not believe in those.
Okay.
I really, I'm okay if I'm craving, let's say sweet, let's go and eat it. It's okay. There's nothing, as I said again, one meal, one treat will not make you fat, right? Just enjoy it
Mm,
and just don't make it a habit. Just eat it slowly and enjoy it, and it's gonna be fine. And when you eat it slowly without guilt and judgment, you're gonna be surprised. You're gonna be full and satisfied with only like 2 bites. Most of my clients tell me that. So
hmm.
there's no need for cheat meals or cheat days.
That's a great point in that if you're going to have a meal, whether
Hmm.
it's, a cheat meal, whatever you want to call it, to, and this is, tell me your feelings on this. Eat it alone,
Mm.
focus on it, get off your phone, get off your computer, don't watch TV. I can tell you, I usually go to eat, I'll have something to eat. If I go out to eat, it's usually with somebody.
Yeah.
Usually I invite a friend, whatever, but I always go with somebody. I
Hmm.
can tell you 2 years ago, the first time I ever went to a restaurant by myself. And it was kind of weird. Like I never did it, but it was late. I was like, I got to get out and get something to eat. It's like 8 o'clock. All right, I'm going to
Hmm.
run down to, Applebee's, local place, whatever. That was the best meal and beer I have ever had. And I remember it vividly. And I remember how it tasted great, filled me up, and that the only person I had to focus on was me. Because when you're with somebody else, you're giving 50% of your attention to them, which is taking
Yes.
away from the experience. Nothing wrong with being, enjoying it with other people. But to your point, if you really focus on the meal, you're not
Yes.
going to eat as much
Yeah.
because you're going to go slower. You're going to
Yeah.
enjoy it as opposed to blah, blah, blah. I'm done. On to the next thing.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. And most of us, I noticed, like they get a meal and they walk and eat. And I know I used to do it. Nothing is wrong. So we learn.
Mm-hmm.
But then this is what causes people to have to add stress to their body. This is why you see a lot of skinny people, but they have a belly. It's because they're adding stress to their body. They're not enjoying their food. They're adding stress when they're multitasking, and
Mm.
they're still hungry. Uh, Believe me, when they arrive to their destination, they still want to eat because they did not enjoy it. They did not slow down and think about it and indulge in the flavors.
Yes.
And yeah, but because if you are really sitting and eating and focusing on your food, most of the time you only need a few bites. So again, I don't like to say portion control because this is will be feeling like rules and things like forcing things. But then eat slowly, and you're gonna see yourself that you are portion controlling without even doing that on purpose because your brain is getting satisfied with, like quicker with all of these flavors and taste.
It works. And I tried it recently. I'm not
Amazing.
even kidding. I have about 15
Yeah.
pounds I really do want to lose. And I've been more intentional in the past week when I eat. I'm eating smaller portions,
Yeah.
focusing on them. I've lost 3 pounds. And
See?
I haven't even really worked out a lot because it's been cold, I've been
Yeah.
busy, got things going on. I was actually kind of surprised when I got on the scale. And then I thought, oh, you know what? That's because you were paying more attention as
Yeah.
opposed to putting something down in front of you, jumping, on the computer, taking care of work, and then off to something else. I guess make it count. What is a reasonable amount of weight to lose versus the amount of time?
Yeah. So everyone is different and everybody is different, but um you can like as an average, what I have seen women losing 3 pounds. Sorry, yeah, sorry, 3 kilograms, which is 1.5 pounds, in a week. But this is very, very. This is not. I do not recommend that, and it is not very common. But then I have noticed that those women are really stressed who do that, like who start working with me, and they release the stress, they lose quickly their weight, and that could be as well water retention. But the normal, like let's say normal, there's nothing normal, but then the most common thing is maybe a kilogram in 1 week. Yeah, that could
Okay.
be, yeah, because it can be like water retention and stress. I have seen that most common. And then again, for me, I do not like to really stress on the scale. I like to look at the holistic approach and like everything. How is my client feeling? How is she doing? How is her relationship with her body and the food? These are my important things. However, if they want to lose weight because of uh, like they have this goal or some health issues, then yes, we're gonna follow up. I have a specific program only for weight loss, and yeah, but then I'm very um, like I'm very deliberate to not make it as a body image thing, and not I want to make sure that she knows that she's beautiful no matter what, and her body is amazing, and that her body is really her only house, and she needs to respect it and love it no matter how it looks. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad that you put it that way. You know, you drive down the street, every house is different. Even if it's the same house, they all look different.
Exactly.
There's different nuances, there's different features.
Hmm.
Now you have a program to lose weight.
Hmm.
Can you help somebody who's going through, let's say, gluten issues or
Yes.
dairy issues?
Yes, I have guidelines which are only, for example, for people who want to get into the gluten-free diet. Others for dairy. I have for vegan, and what else? I have as well for the anti-inflammatory. So these are specific guidelines, and they will take each client as a small step by step. Because, for example, if someone who has an allergy from gluten, but it does not really affect their life a lot, we can take it as a step by step. For example, the first week we can change their breakfast only to gluten free. That's it. The next week, breakfast and lunch. Then the following week, 3 meals, and then the last one is the snacks. So that's okay. But for other people like my son, who are celiac, we need to do the change quickly. So that's a different story. And there I will be more invested to do the change more quickly. It is not an easy change when we do the total change, but then for them it's like a life-threatening situation. So I have both options.
You mentioned anti-inflammatory, and we
Yeah,
skimmed that a few weeks ago. I want to go a
exactly.
little bit deeper. Now, inflammation is kind of a buzzword now that's
Hmm.
going around, and a lot of people may not realize what we're talking about. We're not talking about hitting your hand on the counter and then there's an inflammation because
Yeah,
it hurts.
yeah.
It's inflammation within your body that can
Hmm.
cause sickness, illness, disease. Um, how do you know how to design an anti-inflammatory menu plan?
Hmm.
Or are there just certain foods that can cause inflammation? And how would you know that you should be not eating them?
Yeah. So for my approach is I do not design a meal plan for you. I will give you the foods that will help you with the anti-inflammatory, and it's more like I will help you experiment with them to know which is best for your unique body. And then we were gonna move, like we're gonna say, okay, this week, what are you gonna try? And however, I give a recipe book which has a lot of recipes, and they can choose, or I can then give them the resources where they can look for those recipes, and then they can start trying with those recipes and see what works for them. So in this way, they are going to actually make peace with this new habit instead of judging themselves and, oh, I didn't follow this meal plan and I don't have those things from the store. I need to run to the store and get them. And it will be like like another rule or another burden that they have to take, but instead it will be fun and experimental, and yeah, and they're going to be looking forward to try these new recipes. And they, if something is not available, it's okay, I can try this other recipe where I have everything in here. So this is my approach.
I think that's a great idea, because so many of us are picky. So you could be here from now until 14 Tuesdays trying to figure out what somebody like. Well, what about this? I don't know if what about this?
Yeah.
You're giving them, here, you've got all of this to choose from. Pick what you want, as opposed to you saying, okay, for breakfast, you're going to have 3 turkey meatballs, an English muffin, a little bit butter. That's what I had today. Nobody else is going to eat that.
Yeah,
that's what I like. Some others may say, you're eating turkey meatballs for breakfast, and I'm low in fat, high in protein, a little bit of marinara sauce. It's got a little bit of flavor. Great for me, not for you.
Exactly, because every one of us is different, right? So that's the idea. And for me personally, I don't like anyone to tell me what to eat and what not to eat.
Yeah.
If someone, now I'm pregnant and I had a few issues coming up, and I was told not to eat some this or that, and believe it or not, I felt like I'm restricted. I don't want that. I don't want anyone to tell me not to eat this. Yeah,
Everybody knows you do not mess with a pregnant woman. What she
yeah.
wants is what she wants, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And she's entitled to it.
Yes.
Let's talk about, well, we mentioned the cheat meals before. Dessert. So some of us like to treat ourselves. Some of us, sometimes have a sweet tooth. What do you feel are some healthier desserts? And don't just say fruit. We have to go a little bit deeper than that. Maybe what you do with the fruit.
Yeah. To be honest, growing up, I did not like fruits, and I understand people who do not like it. It's okay. So a dessert that I really, really love is a date where you fill it up with peanut butter or any nut butter, and then it's covered with dark chocolate. So yeah, that's my perfect dessert. It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So how do you, so you can buy the dates, cut them, fill them with peanut butter, and put chocolate on them?
Yeah, so melted chocolate. Even my 6-year-old loves this. So what I do is, I get those dates. When I used to live in Dubai, we could find them in the store, but now we don't. So I have to do them myself. They're easy to do anyway. So you can cut the date, either fill it up with nuts or nut butter, and then I do my chocolate at home, by the way, but you can melt any chocolate and just dip the date one or twice, whatever you want, and then put them in the fridge for an hour, and they're going to be ready. And they're so good. And if you have a sweet tooth, then it's a very healthy dessert.
Oh, that sounds so good. Oh,
it is.
You know what? I will buy fruit. I like it. I don't love it, especially berries. I'll get strawberries. I'll get blueberries, whatever.
Yeah.
I find I buy them and they go bad. They get moldy before I can get to them or get to all of them. So now I've started buying frozen fruit, and I have friends that say frozen. Oh, it's disgusting. But it's, in my understanding, it's can be better for you because it's fast frozen.
You're
as,
right.
as opposed to when you have it fresh in the
You're
grocery
right.
store. It's really not fresh. It had to travel from here to here to here to here to the store.
Yeah.
So time went on from the time that it was picked. And this is the example I have from the other day. I
Mhm.
like cherries. They're very expensive, very expensive. So a small container of cherries, a little bag, fresh cherries, they're out of season anyway, but even if they were, it's $10. $10 US, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then they go bad.
Yeah.
I bought them frozen, a bag this big, like
Yeah.
2.5 pounds. Dark cherries, sweet. That cost me $9. And
Look at that.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I put them in a bowl, threw it in the
Yes.
microwave, 15, 20 seconds. It was like candy. I was like, give me more, give me more. It was so good
That's
and obviously
amazing.
healthy. Yeah. So I think a lot of us have an aversion to frozen fruit, but
Yeah, yeah.
and
No.
especially, right?
Yeah, but I am with you with the frozen fruits. Like, to be honest, I still do not like to eat fruit. So what I do instead, I do my protein shake by myself. So I do not get the protein powder. I do it from the seeds. So I get the frozen berries, just like you, because I don't want the fruits that come in here and just get spoiled in the next day. So I get the frozen berries and the chia seeds, the flax seed, and the hemp seeds, and I add almond milk to it, and that's my protein shake when I go to the gym. So
Love that.
that's how I get my fruits. I'm not a person who will snack anyway. I don't like snacking, but this is how I get my fruit. And a banana, and I put a frozen banana as well there. So
I love that idea on many different levels. The frozen fruit,
yeah,
once you put it into the blender, it's like adding ice. So,
exactly.
so you have that smoothie, frosty kind of feel. The seeds, wow, because I'll use
Mhm.
protein powder. Right now I have whey protein powder. Um, Gotta be honest, as I get older, dairy products, they don't really like me. I don't really like them
Mhm.
as
Mhm.
much. Uh, but you're getting the protein from those seeds. So chia, did you say flaxseed too?
Yes, and hemp seeds. I do a combination of three of them. All of those are on my Instagram, by the way, all of those recipes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And let's not forget you're getting fiber.
Exactly, yeah. And the
Right.
electrolytes from the banana and so that's why I make this combination. So fiber, electrolytes, and all the proteins that we're supposed to get.
Oof, I can't wait to try that. I'm serious.
It's
Like
really good, yeah.
and it's like perfect timing because I'm just about out of protein powder and I wasn't going to order more. I was going to look for a non-dairy way, of course, it's dairy,
Mhm.
non-dairy type of protein powder. I wasn't even sure what to get, but forget about that.
Awesome.
This
Yeah,
is this is even healthier. It's not processed. The protein powder
exactly.
it's processed. Wow, what a great idea. So on your Instagram page, you have the recipes for this stuff.
Yes, I have a highlights with all the recipes for the protein shakes.
Final thought here. You mentioned bananas.
Yeah.
And I recently learned that depending on the state of the banana, where it's
Mhm.
just a little bit green, then it's yellow, then it gets, a little dark brown here and there, and then
Yeah.
it's even more. The glycemic
Mhm.
index of the bananas as they ripen more to the
Right.
end, where they're almost like mushy, the amount of
Yeah.
sugar goes from here all the way over to
Yeah.
there. Have you heard
Yes.
that?
It is true. Yeah. And my both parents are diabetic, and that's why we are very picky when we're getting the bananas, and we try to get the small bananas, the Indian bananas, they are more sour and they are half size and because of all of this thing. So even if they're gonna get ripe, we're still in a
Sure.
in a good shape. Yeah.
I got to check out your Instagram page because I need ideas. I really do. Like once I see it, it's like, that's me. I need that. I want that. My daughter came walking in the kitchen last night.
Yeah.
Had asked for bananas a couple of days ago. They just started ripening, so they weren't too sweet.
Yeah.
And then she put peanut butter on a banana. I'm like, I totally forgot about that.
So good. Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes. And the same, if you put peanut butter on apples, it's the same. It's amazing.
I always forget to do that too. Yeah. And apples are great because they out of all fruits, they do last a while.
Right.
Get some time out. So if anybody wants to engage you for coaching, change their eating habits, this is like, you sound like you're on everybody's page in terms of what our goals are and the approach. How do we find you?
My website is blossomingcorner.com, and there you can reach out to me.
Wonderful. When do you do again?
On February 12th.
Wow. All right. So no more running in the icy weather. We got to.
But we're gonna have mom's walks here in Vancouver. They are for free, and it will support all the moms.
Oh, what a great idea! So all the moms get together and do walks.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic! Wow. Alaa, always great talking with you. Really appreciate all the tips, and we'll catch up soon. Okay.
Yes, of course.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Are you looking for even more of the podcasts and hosts that you love? The Podcast Business News Network is proud to announce that you now have even more ways to listen live. Check out the MyTuner Radio, online radio box, and Simple Radio apps on iOS and Android, or find us online. Search for Business News Network on mytuner-radio.com, or search Podcast Business News Network on streama.com and onlineradiobox.com/US. Take your podcast on the go and don't miss a minute of the action.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers.
Day-to-day simple tasks can become pretty daunting.
I have to carry my chair up 2 flights of steps or have somebody do it for me.
What scares me the most is just the falling.
When I'm struggling with my house, I think, to have that one great barrier just knocked down, it's crucial.
Home for Our Troops is a wonderful nonprofit that builds a
mortgage-free, fully adaptive, handicap-accessible house.
And there's no catch.
It'll be our very first home that we've ever owned. This is a game changer.
This is where your life begins again.
We need you to join us in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Because of you, everything's going to be okay.